Hey guys, good morning. I woke up super early this morning and just waking up from another little nap, and I wanted to make this video to personally congratulate Laura Loomer on her win. I think it's the 13th congressional district in Florida. I'm not sure, but anyway, she had a victory yesterday in Florida, decided to run for Congress, and I have to tell you that I've been following Laura Loomer for quite some time now. I've met her a couple times, and I have to tell you that I have a lot of respect for that woman. As you all know, I grew up in Mexico. I grew up watching the corruption in Mexico, okay? I grew up watching the local mayor's nephew and niece and cousin and brother and sister and mother and father and son getting different positions because of being their family members, because of special connections, we call them, because of nepotismo, you know, and because of that, Mexico is where it's at. Mexico is one of the most corrupt countries in the world because everything in Mexico gets done by, as we call it, trafficking of influences, okay? We have the most unqualified, the most corrupt, the most, deceiving, lying people in government, because that's how things get handled in Mexico. And when President Trump announced he was running for president, I knew that he was different. I knew that he was going to be different for the American people. I knew that he was not going to be able to be bought. I knew that if he was putting his life out there on the line, it was because he really wanted to make a difference. It wasn't so he could make a business for himself like a lot of politicians do, where they run for office so they can get money, so they can get either, whether it's through high salaries or kickbacks or bribes or whatever, any type of corruption, really, because there's so much out there. I mean, there's a lot, it's endless. I knew that President Trump was doing it for the right reasons. I knew that he wanted to make a difference in America. I knew he wanted to save America's future, which obviously made him very controversial because he was going to be different. He was not going to be a politician. And but in any case, this video is not about President Trump. This video is about Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer is a woman that I have seen struggle like I have seen very few people in my life. I have personally watched her get thrown out of places like CPAC, okay? CPAC is a conservative convention, okay? I have seen her. I have personally stood next to her, literally next to her, and filmed her as she's getting thrown out of places like CPAC, okay? For, I guess, confronting a reporter. I don't know exactly what the story was, but what I do know is that she was thrown out of CPAC. I was standing next to her. This was last year. I have also seen her get arrested during one of the protests that she organized, that I was also a part of, but in a different location. And putting her personal welfare and her personal life out there on the line for America, okay? I have watched this woman get arrested because she was trying to prove a point at, I believe it was Gavin Newsom's house in Northern California, that he had a wall, that he was going to get people out who were not welcomed. And she was trying to prove that governors and politicians have walls, but they're hypocrites at the border because they don't want walls at the borders, but they have walls at their houses. So she was willing to go to jail, okay, go to jail and put her life on the line, her criminal record and her life on the line, to try to fight for America, because that's really what she does. She has been, again, she's been very controversial. She's done stuff at the Twitter headquarters in New York City, I believe Facebook here in California. But this is what people that are fighting for the right reasons do, okay? They don't hide who they are. They're not politically correct. people who are in politics are not supposed to be politicians. We're supposed to be real people that have jobs, real people that have life experience, real people that are willing to put themselves on the line for their countries, not just to get a salary or to get donations during a congressional run. Yeah, remember we were selling tamales, Sandy. I was selling tamales over at what's her name? I forget her name right now. Please remind me of her name. Her house in LA, and Laura Loomer was trespassing basically, which is what illegals do when they cross the border. They trespass, correct? If you come in without an invitation, not Pelosi, the one in LA. If you come into a country illegally, you're trespassing. But yet they're hypocrites, because if you go into their house, they get you for trespassing. But if illegals cross into America, it's okay. You're not illegal. It's okay. It's okay, even though you're breaking into a country. So basically, the point that she was trying to make is what hypocrites these politicians are. I watched one of her speeches last year. She was at some rally that they had in DC, big rally, that I was also invited to. I didn't go though, but anyway, she was at this rally with some of the Proud Boys and other people, and I watched her speech, and she was so powerful, guys. She's so smart. She's so intelligent. She's so prepared. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's talking about. She's not just reading talking points that somebody gave her. She's not just regurgitating stuff that somebody gave her. You could tell she's someone who has studied this for years. Something that has really interested her for years. Okay, she's not someone that a few years ago decided, oh, you know what, I'm going to try to be a politician because it's trendy right now, and because I feel that it's going to make me money, or I'm going to make a name for myself, or I like this guy at this organization, so I'm going to go sleep with him and see if he can get me in there or whatever. No, this is a woman who has been banned from Uber, who has been banned from, I believe, Uber and Lyft. I believe she's been banned from Chase Bank, okay? Total violation of her constitutional rights. She's been banned from Facebook, banned from Twitter, banned from Instagram. Literally, they've made it impossible for this woman to get her voice out, her message out. I remember watching her speech last year in DC and thinking, because she was, right, very close to the White House or whatever. I remember thinking, wow, this was after she got thrown out of CPAC and everything else. Thinking, this is a real voice right here. I hope the president's paying attention. I hope, yes, Maxine Waters, thank you so much. We were at the Maxine Waters house last year while we were working remotely. She was, in Northern California. I was in Southern California. But anyway, yeah, I remember watching her speech and thinking, I hope the White House is watching this. I hope the president is watching this. I hope they're paying attention to this woman, because she deserves it. She's done a lot for America. She's really put herself out there. She's not out there hiding her pictures and trying to hide who she is. And she's not doing it in suits, guys. She's not doing it in, suits and high heels so she looks the part. She is the part. She's she's exactly what America needs. We are at a time where we're about to lose a country, okay? The greatest country in the world is about to turn into something like Mexico, one of the most corrupt, disgusting, governments there is, because I've been a part of it my whole life. I'm not a part of the government, but I've been a part of the country, and I know exactly what it's like. I know what it's like for innocent people to go to jail all the time. You see it all the time. We even have movies about it. I know what it's like for people to get paid for doing nothing in government. I know what it's like for people to sleep their way to the top. I know what it's like for women who are not qualified for anything to be in positions of power, okay? And not only getting paid from the government, and as far as salaries, in the form of salaries and stuff like that, but getting all kinds of benefits, stealing all kinds of money, getting all kinds of bribes, and that's why we have the Mexican cartel ruling Mexico and not the Mexican government. That's why when the government tries to detain them last year, what do? They start killing the entire town until their leader is let go. Okay, if you guys remember this, last year the Mexican government tried to capture one of the top cartel guys in Jalisco, and they had to let him go within 24 hours because they were out there killing the entire town, and they were not going to stop. I believe they killed about 60 people. They were going to kill thousands of people if their leader wasn't stopped. Why? Because of corruption. Because that's what happens when you have incompetent, stupid people in government. When you have people who are not qualified, when you have people that are willing to sell out to the criminals that try to not only rule countries but try to rule the world. Okay, there's so much behind it. So congratulations to Laura Loomer. I wish we had more Laura Loomers. I wish we had more transparency in our governments, because that's exactly what we need. When I voted for President Trump, when I put my life out there on the line for America here in Tijuana, knowing that I could be killed, I had some of the guys that actually know Laura really well, that came out, and they told me, I said, because I had just found out who Laura was, and I said, somebody compared me to Laura Loomer, and they said, don't do that, don't compare yourself to Laura Loomer. And I said, why not? I've heard great things about her. And they said, no, because no, you're like saying that I was risking my life, and that she was out there kind of controversial. These are the people that work with her. And I the more I started watching her, I realized, no, that's not true. I mean, yeah, I'm out there risking my life and doing all the things that I'm doing, but she's out there risking her personal welfare as well, even though, she's not dealing with cartels or whatever else. But my point is that she's real. I have the most respect for Laura Loomer. I wish we had more people like her. I wish she would have gotten more help from the party, and not only more help, but more support from the party, more help, more protection too. And again, remember, guys, that it's not about what we look like. It's not about our image. It's about what we really want to do for our country. Because in the end, if you're in politics for the wrong reasons, you just become another threat, another danger, another burden, okay, another liability to America. That's really what it is. And I want to congratulate her for never giving up. I know her car was vandalized by someone who harasses me as well, by one of the leaders of my hate group. Her car was vandalized in New York City. I mean, you name it. She's gone through all kinds of things. Her car being vandalized, being banned from social media, being banned from banks, being banned from taking an Uber, from taking a Lyft. She's been bashed. She's been made fun of. She's been laughed at. She's been put in jail. I mean, you name it. And this woman has not stopped. Okay. And not being on social media didn't stop her from running for Congress and winning the primaries yesterday in Florida. And she's not doing it by having this person promote her and this person promote her. She has name recognition because of the work she's done herself. She's not hiring some guy that gets paid on Instagram to promote other people or whatever, or like, you could tell she's doing it organically. You could tell she's real. And that's what we need in America. Again, I've been a witness. I've been a firsthand witness of corruption, okay, and what traffic, as we call it in Mexico, trafficking of influences does to a country. And it's the worst you could do to a country. Once they start, they never stop, because they start pulling in their friends. Okay, you bring one in, and then that person brings this one in, and this one in, and that one in, and before you know, you have an entire circle of corruption in government. And at that point, you can't stop them, which is what's been happening with the Democratic Party, and not only the Democratic Party, but with the Republican Party as well, for decades. And that's why we ended up where we ended up in 2016. That's why people went out and voted for President Trump, because they no longer wanted to see that. They no longer wanted to see that corruption. Okay, these people become a danger to America when you start bringing them in for anything else other than qualifications, hard work, and being real, such as Laura Loomer. Okay, so we got to keep fighting, guys. And when you see something, say something, because you don't know how this could affect the future of a country, of a city, of a county, of a state, and then a country. Okay, you don't know where it could end up. I mean, look at what's been happening recently with the Democratic Convention and everything else. You have people that have worked for this administration that are turning on it, such as the DHS officer that's been talking crap on the president for the last 2 days, all over social media. I mean, for all you know, the guy was a plant to begin with. And you don't have to be a plant. You could still support an administration and still not be, and have a leader like President Trump that is for the people, but you're taking bribes from whoever, or from special interest, or from whoever. You're out there working for yourself instead of working for the people. That's why we got to be careful. Look at what happened with Kamala Harris. People have been talking about her being a hoe for the last 30 years, right? They said that she was sleeping sleeping her way to the top in her 20s and 30s. She's in her 50s now. Look at where she's at now. I guess it was a hoe with big dreams, right? Hoe with big dreams of being vice president. Sounds familiar. A hoe with big dreams of being vice president. And guess what? She's doing it. Guess what? She slept her way to the top. She probably went from victim to victim to victim, because they're their victims. I mean, the hoes are not, I mean, yeah, they're hoes, but what they really are is that they are predators. They prey on these men and they use them, and they go kind of like, they hop around to see which one they can use until they get where they want. And think about it. Kamala Harris right now is running for vice president of the United States of America. Okay, it happened. That young hoe that was sleeping around in her 20s made it happen. She's running for vice president, and God forbid she were to win. Her and Sleepy Joe were to win, because if they do, they're gonna sell out America, because they don't care. They only care about fame. They only care about power. They only care about making money. That's what she cared. That's all she cared about to begin with. She didn't have she did, and I have to say, she's actually pretty smart. I've heard some of her speeches and everything, and she's actually pretty smart. So, that's somebody who's smart. Imagine someone who's not. What else will they do? So, congratulations, Laura Loomer, for being who you are, for being real, for doing all you've done for America, for putting your life on the line for America. Because I know what it's like to go through humiliation. I know what it's like to be attacked. I know what it's like to be attacked by the woman you've been attacked by in New York City. I know. Trust me, I know firsthand. I've been attacked as well by the same woman, and even though her attacks on you, as far as physical attacks, didn't go so far, I know she created also a hate campaign against you and on Twitter mostly, until the point of getting you banned. Probably got you banned. I'm sure it was a combination of things, but I'm sure she had a lot to do with it. So I just want to say congratulations. We need more real people, not just women, people in general, like Laura Loomer, who are really in this politics, okay, in this arena, in this hard arena, for the right reasons, for the people, to make a difference, because they do it from their heart, and not because they want power, not because they want to be famous, not because they just want to make it to the top, because that's just what they want to do. And again, remember that morals in life, even though you could separate morals as far as your personal life and your politics life, they all come together. If you don't have morals in your personal life, you're not going to have morals when you're in any type of position of power. And also greed and everything else that that comes along with that. You got to have morals. You have to have morals. It's important to have morals in life. When it came to President Trump and a lot of people attacking him on his personal life, to me, I understood it a little different, only because he's a businessman, and men are men, and sometimes it happens where, men are attracted to women, but that's not going to stop him from running a country like the incredible businessman that he is. And that's why America was so successful before this pandemic. But when it comes to a woman sleeping her way to the top, what else would she do? So I'm just happy right now that Laura Loomer finally is getting some recognition, much deserved recognition, finally, because I think she really truly deserves it. Congratulations, Laura Loomer, for all the hard work you've put in, and may God keep protecting you. I know it's your faith that has gotten you this far, and that will continue to get you even further, because I know you've been under a lot of attack over the last 2 years. 2 to 3 years, actually 3 years since you got involved with trying to help and get out a message in New York City. You've been under major, terrible attacks. Trust me, I can relate. I know. And you were just trying to help. You were just trying to, share something that happened to someone wearing a MAGA hat. But in any case, you made it You made it happen, and God bless you. And I just hope that we get more and more and more people like Laura Loomer fighting for America. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.